RSL Nation?
What's up?
Welcome back.
We are here. We are here. And again, I think I'm gonna say this every single time. It feels like it's been a while, but it hasn't. Really
It
hasn't.
hasn't. No,
Just a week. Just a
you're
week.
being dramatic.
Just a week.
Just a little. I mean, granted, I think I've watched less soccer the past week. I know, but I think
Whose fault is that?
How dare you?
I mean,
You've had a lot of good clubs, good country soccer, Argentina, USA. Yeah,
but those are the only two teams I've watched, and so that means that's a total of 4 games.
You missed out on a Banger Royals game. Holy cow!
Sunday, I was a little busy. I did miss that game. So
the first hat trick of the whole NWSL season. So let's go applause the Royals. Like that was awesome for them.
That was awesome to watch.
So
that was so cool.
It's been sad there's been no RSL, but there's been a lot of other amazing games to catch up on.
That's true. In fact, maybe I'm gonna go way off script. Sorry, everyone, but can we just talk a little bit about Messi? Maybe just for a minute.
I want to say he's back, but they're playing Bolivia, so.
Oh, okay. Get off your high horse, dude. Get off your high horse. This is a Bolivia that was on a 3-game winning streak that had beaten some very high-profile countries.
It's true.
They just went up against the best team in the world.
That's true.
And the best player in the world.
But they did beat Colombia when they're playing at home in the highest elevation.
Again.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I just refocus. Messi. We're talking about 37-year-old Messi. Hat trick, 2 assists. He was involved in every single goal for that game.
And his reaction after the game? Oh, I wasn't chasing stats. I was just having a good time. Yeah. What?
And on top of that, you get Julian, you get Almada. Ooh, like you got nice additions that are wanting to score goals as well.
Glad really sat out of that game was Enzo.
Yeah, he should have sat out. I think Enzo has been one of the overhyped players, but that's for an Argentine soccer podcast. But just had to throw that out there. I did read somewhere that said, if you do not think that Messi is the GOAT, then you don't know soccer. I might agree.
Yeah.
Hot take.
I mean, it's not too much of a hot take.
No. Yeah. When you have Ronaldo crying about Scotland, I mean,
I was gonna say we're gonna have people come and defend Ronaldo, and to be fair, credit where credit's due, he is an insanely, immensely fantastic player. He is, but he's not as iconic as Messi.
Yep.
Nope. Yep. He can only have the social media followers. That's all he has.
That's exactly right. So, guys, we have just leave it at that, Christian. Just leave it. We'll leave it there. We have a lot. We're going to go over a lot of stuff. It's not like we have to, but we want to, because this is the last week of the MLS season. We did it.
I'm sad. I'm sad. It's slowly coming to an end.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that the season is coming to a close, but now it's like, let's get to the good stuff, which is the playoffs.
Where people actually do try. And
where we actually have serious teams. So we're gonna go over that at some point. We're gonna go over the whole table, where everyone sits. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go over the RSL game, but we're gonna start off this episode how we ended last episode, which is
questions time.
You're going to go over your guys' questions because, you know what, we got a lot more questions this time around than last time. And
there's some good ones. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for all of these questions you guys submitted. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first one, do you think Pablo is over his coaching abilities with the new jump in talent level joining team?
You went really hot, really fast.
Wow.
I'm just going order of the question.
That's a phenomenal question, too.
That was the first one right off the bat.
Christian, go ahead. I'm trying to formulate an answer.
Honestly, no.
You don't think Pablo is in over his coaching ability right now with the talent?
Not totally. Maybe a little bit, but not totally. Because before we got the new talent, I mean, even since we got the new talent, while it hasn't been at the level it was, it's been trending up slowly, just a little slowly, but it's been trending up.
Yeah. I feel that. I'm kind of the same way. I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out on his coaching abilities. I still see him trying to be more of a friend than an actual coach at times. So I'm hoping. I've said it for the longest time. I hope it changed, but it's kind of hard with this new level of talent with Diogo, with Dominic, now Lachlan as well. So
I'm gonna have to go maybe on Christian's side. I don't think he's over his head or over his coaching ability, but I think he seems to. It probably is not the case, but fitting the right players into the right schematics of his tactics. I think his tactics work. I think yes,
he's a great tactician.
The tactics work, but the off-field stuff just doesn't seem to show up on the field.
Well, yeah, and then having suspensions, having injuries has not helped him the slightest one bit.
Yeah, and then that's obviously not to his coaching ability. That's just a player issue. But coaching ability, I think he has coaching ability. I don't think that it's over the talent that we have on the team is not over his ability. He's able to do it. Just need to be able to mesh it all together.
Yeah, absolutely. So going into the next question, who is the real leader when the coach and captain lose their heads to the refs every game?
I'll take this one real quick. I think that might be just a slight exaggeration. Pablo does get into it with referees. I'm sitting behind sometimes right behind the bench and with the referees, and he sometimes does like what the heck with a lot of other words in there.
Yeah, very wordy kind of get.
But he's fair though, I think, to the refs for a coach.
I think he understands. I think he understands
compared to other coaches in this league.
Oh yeah.
I think he understands though that you have to control what you can control. He says that all the time. You have to control the controllables. And so when things are out of control or out of his control, he just kind of just
shrugs his shoulders and just
yeah. So and if you can control a little bit of what the ref, I mean, I think you can control a little bit of what the ref thinks calls, but for the majority, I think this might be a little bit of an exaggerated question.
Yeah, of course we want the actual leader to be our captain, Chicho or Glad when Glad is the captain, but yeah, it just seems like this is a little stretch of a question, but
sorry, maybe I'm not answering the questions, but the question is who is the real leader?
Who is the real leader? I would say overall it's our captain. The captain is the leader on the pitch at all times.
Even when he loses his head? Who that's what they're asking. Who's the outstanding
who steps up?
Yeah, who steps up?
I've got a couple players that come to mind that have grown into this. Number one, Matt Crooks. He's growing into that. I'd say Anelli has grown into it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd even say McMath as well.
Yeah. I'll agree with the Anelli. And I think I would want to look at someone that's younger because Matt Crooks and McMath, they're older, they're wiser. Yeah. They're not gonna do anything outlandish. But out of the younger core, I am really impressed with Anelli. Period.
Yeah, I was leaning towards Anelli and Justin Glad. Just very calm, mellow people that they could be able to be those leaders of the team that when needed most. So
interesting question. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Going to the next one. We exit round one. Can we acknowledge Mastroeni's inability to lead in pressure games?
Now I'm starting to feel a lot of Pablo out right now. Which I'm not gonna say I was never part of it. I mean, I was at some point, but
don't lie.
No,
I was. But he's redeemed himself in my eyes.
Yeah.
He's come back and yeah, but inability to lead in pressure games. I can see frustration with us not being able to win games that we've tied. Minnesota,
Portland.
Portland. Who was the other one?
Oh, there's been a lot. Let me.
Yeah, Minnesota, Portland. Where the flip have we been? Where are we?
Whoa.
Austin.
So you've got Austin, Minnesota,
Portland,
LAFC.
Yeah. So I can see frustration with not being able to finish out those games, but is it Pablo's inability to lead, or is it the players buckling under pressure?
I would say it all comes down to the players on the pitch.
It's got to be players. I mean, you take a look at the most recent. Pochettino did the best he could with the players that he was left with, and kind of came up short.
Yeah,
because there's so much that a coach can say and do to his team, but it's all about the players performing on the pitch, because he's not the one that's scoring the goals or defending. So, yeah, we can't be getting upset at Pablo so many times. It comes down to the 11 on the field.
Yeah, and not gonna lie, I'm gonna throw this out there as a general. I think we need to let loose, let it go on the Pablo out, because really he's not doing a horrible job. We just need to find the right mixture right now.
Like, of course, we'd want like a European coach or somebody who has like this high prolific coaching, but no. Like, I've always been one who I've been against MLS players becoming coaches, but over time it's kind of grown on me.
I wouldn't go that far. That might be.
Well, I'm just talking Pablo so far.
Yeah.
Other ones, Peter Vermees and others, they're just not fitting it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah. So, next question we got. I love this one. This one's a good one. Where's Marcelo Silva, and why would you start him if he's healthy?
Well, I'd say last I saw he was in the middle of the Uintas.
Is that Bigfoot?
The man loves his outdoors, everybody. Let him appreciate Mother Nature.
But that's fair, because he's not even on the injury report right now.
Well, I did
and he's practicing.
Yeah, the team did post on their Instagram. He was practicing, so
that's where he is. More than that, we don't know. But would you start him if he was healthy?
Like, in replace of Glad, or
I don't know. Would you start? Would you play him?
No, we have a 35-year-old defender. No, because we see how well Quinton's doing all of a sudden at defense and starting. Glad, he's been all right, nothing like earth-shattering, but starting a 35-year-old defender, no, not sold on that.
It might be time. Free up that cap space, because here's the question. Really? ¿Lo hemos extrañado? Have we missed him?
Not really.
No.
Not really. And that breaks my heart, because I've spoken to Marcelo a few times. He's a phenomenal person, player,
absolutely.
Even for being Uruguayan. Like, he is little jab there.
Yep.
But I mean,
we're Argentine. For those who are like, "What? This sounds racist." No, we're Argentine. It's friendly banter here.
It's friendly banter, but it's true. I mean, if who would you replace him, or like who would you take out to put him in?
No, like he's all the way down to third tier center back. Fourth tier.
Fourth, even fifth, if we were gonna put Javane as a center back for some odd reason.
I like that we have kept him around this season just for that, I guess, leadership, air quotes, but has he really brought in anything of that?
Bring him to the coaching staff.
Kind of like an Olave.
Yeah, kind of like Olave.
Olave's done a great job.
He has.
He took the Monarchs, when they were in the USL, to a title within a couple of years.
Did he take them to the title? I thought
he was coaching. No, it was him.
He was the head coach.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, like I wouldn't mind to see him in a coaching role, whether it is with RSL or whether even with the Monarchs. So
now, mind you guys, we said the same thing about Dami, and Dami got traded or got sold.
If all else fails, then Marcelo's gonna be going a 1 year to an MLS team.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Well, next one.
Next question. Is there any chance at all we could make it to the MLS Cup final?
Of course.
The chance always exists.
Probability.
I was like, do you not remember last year's MLS Cup playoffs? Kansas City upsetting St. Louis. So anything is possible. Anything is possible in the playoffs.
Yeah, this one, the short answer is obviously yes. But in all reality, if you look at the what do you call
the table?
The bracket. There we are. Yeah. If we get fourth place, remember we have to face the 1 or 8th seed, and most likely it's going to be the 1 seed. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but the chances of going farther increase if we get third, I think.
Agreed. Because I think we'll likely match up against Colorado or Minnesota in that particular case.
Yeah,
because talking a little bit about the table, the Dynamo play the Galaxy next on decision day.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But chances, of course, there's a chance.
And there's no way the Galaxy only currently have a 3-point lead over LAFC. They're not going to risk first place by playing another squad.
Oh my brother. That's right. If LAFC wins by
all out.
If they win by a +3 margin, LAFC takes over first.
Number one.
Yeah. LA's winning the West. Which one? Depends.
Stay tuned.
It's a spicy tuna. Shout out to the Utah Hockey Club.
Wait, gosh. All right, bring on the next question, because I think Marcus has been waiting for this question like for the past 12 hours.
Oh yeah, this is my other favorite question of the questions we received. I wish. I wish. Is Andrew Brody the best player on the team?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Andrew. No,
you're not. You seem like a really nice guy, though.
He's solid, very friendly guy, but no. Like when I think of like a solid right back, I think of a good Aaron Herrera. Aaron Herrera was solid at that position, but Brody has not met that level of Aaron Herrera.
I don't know, but it doesn't specify what kind of player. It doesn't say like funniest player, best crossing player, best attacking, best defending. It just says best player. He could be the best player.
Like
period.
Best music on the team.
Best player music.
I mean, he could have the best music tastes.
Could. Probably doesn't know.
I don't know. I can't say either way, honestly.
Next question, because that one's just gonna get dumb.
Yeah. This one's a good one. Here we go. Would a promotion/relegation system work in the MLS? Why or why not?
Joe, why the deep questions now?
For me, it depends on what league we pair up with. If it's with USL or MLS Next Pro. USL, I think yes. MLS Next Pro, no.
Oh yeah, because we see in the US Open Cup every year we get a team that makes a deep run. I feel like those teams that make that deep run in the US Open Cup, those are the teams that I feel like would make a good jump into the MLS.
Yeah, and you see a lot of them are coming from out of the country. They're coming in trying to get their chance to go up to MLS, or they're former MLS players that just couldn't make it in MLS. And so I think, would a system work? Yes. It would work exactly how Christian said. I think you pair it up with USL.
Yeah, but I feel like if we were to do a relegation system, I feel like it would need to be a one table, not an east-west.
Obviously, with relegation, you have to have one table. And with that comes the elimination of playoffs too.
Unfortunately.
Which means if
not necessarily.
No.
So
you'd still take top 8?
Yeah, why not?
I'm trying to find it would have to be 8 or 16.
MLS Cup has been a MLS tradition. No reason not to continue to have it. It could be a shorter one because you're only taking the top 8. to lead to a
it would be
final.
shorter because right now we have top 16, eight from each side. Well, actually, technically 9, but
and you relegate the bottom 3 teams. Oh, actually, since we're growing, bottom 4 teams relegate.
Next year's 30 teams.
Yeah, I would do bottom 4 with 30 teams.
Yeah,
interesting. I want to get into that conversation really deep, but I know we're gonna just waste all this precious time. So, what?
I've got a topic I want to talk about.
Can it wait one more question?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Jumped ahead.
Last and final question: how far are we making it into the playoffs?
Oh. Like I said before, if we get third, we'll probably make it. We have the ability to get to the final. We'll probably get second round, if not semifinal. Honest.
Yeah, I agree. I see a unfortunate second round loss to either the Galaxy or LAFC second round.
Oh, because you're thinking we're going fourth.
Wow. You have little faith.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, Christian, how far do you think we're gonna make it?
I mean, I agree with we have the ability to make it all the way. Realistically, I would say solid semifinal run, if not Western Conference Finals. Honestly,
I think that those are the same thing.
Yeah.
But
no.
Yeah, Western Conference Finals and semifinals.
Western Conference semifinals.
Ah, okay.
I was like, Christian is right there.
Because I totally turn off my conference thing. So when I say semifinal, I meant conference final. I guess.
It's okay. You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would take us into the second round, right?
Yes. There we go. All right, Christian, bring in your question.
Your question.
So, Opta, which is an analyst group, released a ranking of the top 20 leagues in the world by power ranking.
That's right. I saw this. Yeah.
It's caused a lot of controversy on soccer Twitter over the past week or so. Do I have time to read them out to you?
Sure.
All right. No, top league in the world. This is the only one that's not surprising for me.
Premier League.
English Premier League, number 1. Number 2, the Serie A, tied with the Bundesliga for second place. Right? 4th place is La Liga.
Okay.
Next, this is surprising, Ligue 1. Followed by Brazilian Serie A.
Okay. 6.
Portuguese Primeira League.
Okay.
In 7th. 8th, the Belgian Pro League. Okay. Here's the move that shocked the world. MLS, number 9. In their power rankings.
Ahead
9th best
of Argentina?
Ahead of the English Championship, specifically Argentina, the Danish Super League, and Dutch Eredivisie, which that surprised me how low the Dutch league is.
Yeah.
Absolutely surprised me.
Wow.
Then Liga MX, the Czech First League, the Polish Ekstraklasa, where we got Dominic from, the German Bundesliga 2, Turkish Super League is down there, followed by Serie B and the Credit Suisse Super League at number 20.
Wow. It definitely shows that the MLS has grown immensely in over the years with the players that have come to play here. But definitely very surprised. Very surprised.
I was gonna say, I'm not going to disagree with MLS's growth, but is it better? Is it better than the Eredivisie, which consistently has teams in the Champions League that compete well in the Champions League?
Well, kind of surprised with it being above Argentina. Like, obviously,
that doesn't surprise me.
No,
not too much.
No, you need to watch more Argentine league. It's not as high as you think it is, but I think the Dutch league that's the one that threw me. But I'm also I love stats. I love analyzing. What are the metrics that they're measuring off of? Did it all say?
Maybe viewership.
So
I mean,
doesn't
viewership would be, I guess, explainable. But then once Messi leaves, does that mean MLS drops again?
Yeah, because now that it's on MLS Season Pass, it's the only way that people can watch it. They can't watch it any other route, so they have to buy that.
I don't know. Well, you guys know I'm not like anti MLS, but when it comes to the rest of the world, I just can't find an excuse to give MLS that much credit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I am happy. Well, like I guess it's an obvious one. The MLS is above Liga MX. No surprise there at all. Because Liga
and
MX,
a good deal above Liga MX.
yeah, Liga
Out
MX
of
has not grown at all.
per their power rankings, out of 100, I mean, Premier League was the highest at 87.9.
Yeah.
Liga MX was 76.7. MLS 78.2.
Sheesh.
The fact that MLS is that high up without having promotion relegation is what's crazy. And that's what's making all these other leagues rethink their leagues. And I don't like that. That's the one thing I hate about MLS is that they're trying to make soccer what it isn't. And it isn't. It's not supposed to be this business model. You're supposed to, I don't know, grow your team. You're supposed to do your best to do what you can to make your team better. And just buying your way into a league, I don't know.
I mean, that's what Ligue 1 is.
It's true as well.
Yeah.
But they have promotion relegation, just
that is also true.
Yeah. I don't know. Darn you, that's one to think about, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And
thank you for
to our listeners, tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I for one don't think MLS is top 10. But
I'd say it's getting there, but not quite yet. I agree.
Yeah. All right. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes.
The final regular season game of the season. Oh, it has to come to a bitter.
But we're not going to get to the game yet. We're going to get to the table first. Because we gotta divide all this up and what's going on. So we're going to get into the table right now.
So in the table, we have LA Galaxy number 1 at 64 points, LAFC second at 61, Sounders right above us at 56. We're at fourth and 56. Houston at fifth at 51. Rapids at sixth place at 50 points. Minnesota at 49 points in seventh place. Vancouver in eighth place at 47. And rounding out, Portland ninth place at 46 points.
All right, so it's established. We have home field advantage, which means we can't drop below fourth.
Third or fourth.
Good. Now,
very good.
What we are worried about are two things. One, obviously, end positioning, and two, CCC, CONCACAF Champions Cup, which we did take a poll. We took a poll.
Oh, yes.
And the majority of you are more interested in this Saturday. You're more interested in the CCC qualification.
Sorry, Dami.
Yeah, not gonna lie. Were you guys at all interested in Dami's return, homecoming?
It'll be cool.
It's always nice to see a former player.
Unless it's Rusnak.
I was gonna say, unless your name is Albert Rusnak.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge Dami, like, oh, I'm glad to see him back kind of guy. So that's why I'm a CCC guy. So let's talk about CCC real quick, because apparently there's also some movement changes that went on that I don't fully understand. I don't know if you guys fully understand.
Yeah, so us, Sounders, and Cincinnati, who are fighting for that spot, we're all tied at 56 points.
Yes.
So it all comes down to next. Is it goal differential if we're all tied?
No. So is it goal differential?
No. So right now the tiebreaker for us right now is number of wins. That's what gives Seattle the advantage over us right now.
So So that's probably what I want to get into. So in order to qualify for CCC, we're looking at the route of
highest points.
Yeah, the supporter shield, right?
Yep.
And so with that means, like what you just said, Barcos, we're tied with Seattle and Cincinnati. The ones that go for supporter shield are supporter shield winner, second in the East, first in the West, and no, not second in the East. It's first in the West, first in the East, which one of them is the supporter shield winner, and then the next two in supporter shield standings. So,
correct.
Everyone that's qualified so far are
Miami
because of supporter shield.
Los Angeles Galaxy
because they're first in the West. Well,
Columbus.
Did they solidify their number one in the West?
No, they could lose number one in the West. That is a possibility this Saturday.
Possibility. So I guess tentatively.
So technically, we do need Galaxy to win.
Yes, correct, Mundo.
Because LA is already qualified, but doesn't that mean? But wouldn't that mean that since LAFC has qualified, then they would just give it to LA Galaxy automatically?
Actually, yes.
I'm gonna go with that for right now until further notice.
So Columbus next has qualified. LAFC.
Columbus qualified because of Leagues Cup.
Correct.
Okay.
LAFC obviously because Leagues Cup. Open Cup, correct. Scrolling down, and then Rapids.
And then
Vancouver. No, and Vancouver.
Right, but Orlando and Houston cannot catch us. So what I'm getting at is if the Galaxy win on Saturday, they've solidified. So that means then they're looking for the next two in the supporter shield. Correct. Which means right now, as it stands, Cincinnati is first, Seattle is second, and we are third. They're only taking the top two out of us three.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Cincy has 17 wins, Seattle has 16, and then we have 15. So Cincy, they're going on the road to Philadelphia. We need to be big Philadelphia Union fans on Saturday. Seattle is hosting Portland, which is a huge rivalry because if you look at the table, like we mentioned, Portland needs to win this one because they win, they host the wild card game.
Right. And they get a win over a rival.
That's a win-win right there.
Hey, I wish we could have said the same thing this season. So with that, then that means we need, like you just said, Philadelphia to win. We need Portland to win. With those two wins, or we need a draw because we need 3 points. If we get 3 points and they drop points, we're in.
They just need to drop points in general.
Period. That's as simple.
Because just two teams are taken, 2 out of 3.
Okay. I don't like this.
It's gonna be spicy.
I hate when we have to rely on other teams for us to qualify into something. It's like, why?
Yeah, because even if we win, if we blow out Vancouver, and the other two win as well,
it's like no participation trophy. Nice try.
I mean, it's for nothing. And even with the playoff standings, it's for nothing because Seattle will still be ahead of us and we'll get 4th place, having to play against who? Houston. Or Colorado. I mean, Colorado's playing against Austin.
Yeah, so right now, as it stands, our matchups in the playoffs would be Houston, Colorado, or Minnesota. Unlikely that it will be Vancouver because Vancouver, obviously, they're playing us. They would need a win in order to jump up. So
no, it's impossible. Well, not impossible. Well, not
it
quite.
Is because Houston's at 51 points. Vancouver, the highest they could be is 50 points. It's impossible.
But barring that, if Seattle drops points and we move up to 3rd, that's when we could play.
Yeah. So it just comes down between those 3 teams: Houston, Colorado, Minnesota.
But we just said Vancouver, maybe.
Maybe. It's a very, very slim margin.
Yes, very slim chance. Now, I'm going to talk like we've just won, okay? And we're in fourth because we couldn't move up. We're going to talk about who would we rather play, Houston, Colorado, or Minnesota?
For me, it's
Minnesota.
I was gonna say opposite. It's a no-brainer for me. I want Colorado. I want a revenge game.
This is a series, though.
It is. I know. I think RSL has changed. Colorado has kind of been, I guess, struggling as of recently. So I want kind of a revenge game to show Colorado what we're made of.
So you want a revenge game?
Absolutely, okay. Absolutely. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah, Colorado's not the best. Come on, come on, bro. Do you know what I would want? I actually want Houston. I want them for that revenge game. Who would I want in order to have an easy move on? Would be Minnesota. I think we scammed ourselves into a tie during that Minnesota game. That was, for me, that was horrendous. It was horrendously boring, horrendously disorganized, just no urgency. And I think with any of the three, we need to show more urgency. And I think that's what we're expecting as a fan base.
Exactly. Right. So let us know in the chat, who do you want to face? Because obviously all three of us picked all three teams, which was a little unprecedented, but
thanks for noticing that. I totally didn't notice that. And I didn't do it on purpose either. That's funny.
So I have a little trivia for you guys. So right now, as it stands, obviously Benteke is our Golden Boot winner. He's probably going to win Golden Boot. DC United sitting 8th place. But I want you guys to figure this out. When was the last time a Golden Boot winner didn't make the playoffs?
You actually dug through this and found it?
I found it.
Oh, you're bored.
Who?
I'm gonna guess 2004.
No.
Was it more recent than that?
It was more recent than that.
Oh. Like more recent, like barely recent?
No, it was 11 years ago. 2013.
Just like Camilo, oh, fine. What is it? Who was it?
Camilo Sanenzo from Vancouver Whitecaps.
That's right, Camilo from Whitecaps.
Yep. Vancouver they were 2 places away from making the playoffs. They didn't make it. So the last time that a Golden Boot winner did not make the playoffs.
How many goals did he score?
I believe it was 23 that season.
That's respectable. Benteke has 23 goals right now.
So the reason I bring that up is because you look at DC. Yes, they're eighth place, 40 points, but look at who's all right behind them. You got Montreal, you got Philly, you got Atlanta. Like they could get past, and Benteke could possibly not make the playoffs.
So the only way Benteke and DC United probably couldn't make the playoffs is if they lose to Charlotte. Montreal wins and the Philadelphia Union win, which was what we need, which means that DC United would be put into 10th or 11th place.
Oh, gosh. Dude, decision day is going to be nuts.
And that's just eyeballing it because I see the Philadelphia Union. They have a rare positive goal differential sitting at 11th place. That's really weird.
Yeah,
where everyone else is like double digit.
Yeah.
That means when they've lost by 1 goal. That's it. And when they've won big.
So that Philly's looking to qualify with the help of a lot of people. And that's gonna help us a lot. To be honest, I think here's my mini prediction time. Philly's gonna tie. They're not gonna make it to the playoffs, but they're gonna tie Cincy.
Oh. I just think it would be the funniest thing if Benteke and company don't make the playoffs.
It would be very wild. That's all I can say. That'd be very wild. It'd be because right now in the West, everyone 1 through 9 is making the playoffs. 10th doesn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
So that's why the East getting into the playoffs is gonna be crazy. And then the CCC qualifications are going to be nuts. So, let's dig into this RSL Vancouver game. What do you think? Or do you have something else?
All I can say is decision day. Everybody have multiple. Be watching on your phone. Be watching the RSL game. So,
okay, let's dig into this. I'm going to start with you, Christian. What are you? Obviously, we want the team to come out, but what do you expect to see from the team?
Well, taking a look at Vancouver, I mean, I'm expecting them to really come out in the same way they came out against the Galaxy, or not the Galaxy, LAFC, where they've been very heavy in their midfield and pretty light on their back line, which they've played really aggressive balls, which it hasn't boded well for them recently. Expecting a lot of just taking a look at their team. I'm seeing a lot of attacking from their right hand side, which for us matches up against Catranes and Ojeda and Luna, which means we've got a good chance to neutralize the best part of their offense with our left.
That's a good take. Good take.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you have Brian White. Brian White? Yeah.
Brian White.
2 goals behind Chicho, at 15 goals. His counterpart, who's his
Ryan Gauld.
Ryan Gauld. How many points? How many goals does he have this season? Where are you, Ryan Gauld? There we are. Ryan Gauld has 9 goals, but 12 assists.
And then on top of that, they're getting the return of Fafa Picault, who was on international duty for Haiti. So Gauld and Fafa Picault, they were not available for the LAFC game, obviously. They're going to be making a return, which is huge for that midfield. A stat that I just pulled up, the past 5 games, Vancouver have only scored 4 goals in the past 5 games.
Okay. So, but have they had their? I guess I can check it out.
Obviously, they have not had Gauld. Gauld has been absent because of injury.
Oh, Gauld has been absent because of injury. No, what kind of injury? Because that might help us figure out.
But Gauld was getting playing time for Scotland.
He played against Scotland, or not played with Scotland. Interesting. So then, is he really injured? Because I asked this because this would be really scary. The stats that we're naming off. White has 15 goals. Gauld has 9. Fafa Picault has 9 goals as well. That's a lot of goals in 3 people. We've played against teams like that, Portland, and they have a scary offense. So,
then they got a scary good center back. They got a solid keeper. So this is a well-rounded team, but somehow they're just like Portland and they're struggling in the wild card right now.
Well, it sounds like RSL the past 3 months. So I'm not sure we have much room to talk, but if all their attack is coming down that right side, which I don't think all their attack is coming down that right side. In fact,
a majority.
In fact, Fafa Picault plays on the left. He's a left winger, which means that puts them against our right winger, which who knows who's going to be playing right wing. In fact, Marcos, what did Pablo say today? Oh, yeah, you had mentioned. Did you mention?
Pablo said that it's because of obviously international duty with Dominic. He won't be getting the start. He'll be coming off the bench, which makes me think that maybe Diogo starts on that right, Crooks in the middle, Luna on the left.
Can Diogo play on the right?
Well, then who else? The only thing I could think of is Lachlan on the right, Crooks middle, Luna on that left.
Or maybe Crooks doesn't play and it's a Diogo Lachlan.
Yeah. Possibilities.
He did say that this starting 11 against Vancouver will be our starting 11, our strongest starting 11 going into the playoffs, which makes me happy. Obviously, I'd want Vera, but the way that Quinton has been playing doesn't make me nervous because I feel like we saw how well Quinton Glad pair together. That it's going to be a good combo.
Interesting. That's I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would say that this would be our strongest, to be honest. Only because we're not gonna have Dominic as a starter. Like you said, Vera's not gonna be starting, so I'm not sure this is gonna be our strongest, but it could be our most cohesive. That I could see, and I think Lachlan has shown to be very adaptable. I don't know about you guys. I think Lachlan has shown to have that grit, kind of like what Anelli brought at the beginning when he started playing. He just brought grit and he just seemed to play well with anyone. I think that's what Lachlan brings.
And he's eager too, which I really like. And like you know he's gonna celebrate like crazy when he finally scores that first goal because he's had some great looks.
Like rocket looks.
Pretty close too. So obviously with Novera, Quinton's going to center back. Who do you put as right back? If Hidalgo or Brown? Brown.
Put him up against his old team.
That's gonna be the.
It is poetic.
Kryla going against his former team, Brown going against his former team. Oh man, this is.
But I think it'd be helpful if Brown was there because he would know. For instance, you're saying that Fafa Picault is coming back. What if Picault plays on that left wing or that left mid? We need someone on our right back that knows Fafa.
I think even if Vera was 100, if Vera was available, I think Pablo would still start Brown in this situation.
Eek. That you're playing with fire there because I think I would still maybe put Quinton as that right back, but I think because of this situation, I would see Brown on that right back for sure. I think that's all I can find when it comes to this game because really Vancouver doesn't have anything else outside of those three players.
I think going into this game, obviously we want 3 points, but I hope Pablo and his staff, they're not checking on other games because of course it's decision day. You want to make sure you're at the spot you want to be on the table. But I think Pablo and his staff need to just focus on this game and do what you can to get 3 points. Don't worry about Seattle. Don't worry about Houston and how they're doing. Just focus on us and us only in getting 3 points.
Now, here's a question for you guys. Do you think that these guys have, I mean, besides the playoff situation, do you think they have CCC on their mind?
Of course.
Like, if you want to be playing in these big tournaments, then you want to have that main focus.
I mean, have it as a main focus? Maybe. All I know is that this Seattle, I was looking at my screen and I saw Seattle. This Vancouver team hasn't won since September 14th. They're on a 1-2. Well, actually, if you count their Canadian championship, I'm not going to count their Canadian championship, but they're on a 1, 2, 3, 6 game, not 6 game winless streak.
Yeah, they'll be looking to end the season on a high note for sure.
Yeah, so this is one that we can't take for granted and treat it like a Minnesota game. I would hope that this RSL team comes out with a lot of urgency. But here comes the next maybe a topic, not a huge topic, but we're coming off of another break. How do we do after breaks?
Yeah, usually it's a low points where we usually can never bounce back from that. But I feel positive. I feel like the team has learned from their mistakes. And Pablo mentioned also that the thing that they've been working on big time is defending those set pieces, defending on the corners, defending on those free kicks. And having no Vera is going to be painful because obviously Vera is the one that takes those free kicks. Who's going to step up in those situations? Luna, who else? But
Diogo.
Over the past couple of games, though, I'm not too worried about us defensively right now. I'm worried about offensive production. Who's gonna? Because we historically this season we've been able to really thread the needle, just get in deep and fudge the shot, not get a shot off, waste an opportunity. So I'm more worried about how can we come out and be aggressive. We're doing all right defensively.
I mean, yes, seeing as we've only scored 1 goal in the past 2 games, but previous to that, we had scored 3-3-2, 8 goals in 3 games previous to our last 2 games. So the potential is there. It just needs to happen. So guys, with that, let's do a prediction time. Marcos, give it.
I like it. So last home game of the regular season, RSL needs these crucial 3 points. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 in a Kralak's return.
Okay, perfect. Christian?
Oh, I'm going to sound unoriginal because I absolutely agree with Marcos. I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory ours. So.
You are very unoriginal, but I'm glad that it's a win. This was going to be a little bit more original, not too much, but it's going to be a 2-0 for us. We're going to get the shutout. It's going to lead into a good momentum. And I think we're going to qualify for CCC. We're going to get some good help. We're going to get some very good help. So, guys, I have just maybe a couple more thoughts I want to talk about with you guys. I want to talk about Pochettino's first 2 games with the US. Okay, we're just gonna talk real quick, and we're just gonna end this thing. So, give me your thoughts on Poch's first 2 games.
Yeah, obviously very impressed in the first game against Panama, as you'd expect, because Panama, I guess they did well against USA in Copa America, but USA was just very dominant in that game, and then we just get a complete opposite in the Mexico game. They're playing in Mexico, so they have that hostile environment. Very USA hasn't played down there in a very long time, but completely different team. No Pulisic and ton of different players, so not impressed. But you can't judge his coaching style off of 2 games, but I think it will get better over time.
Christian, any thoughts?
Everything I've seen so far, I'm impressed. I think it was 100% the players that led to the loss, U.S.-Mexico. I don't think it was anything Pochettino could have done.
Yeah.
With what they had, they did the best of what they could, but let's be honest, the U.S.'s current B team can't beat Mexico's A team. That's tough for anybody. Mexico's rebounding from a period of bad form, and
it's true. Yeah. I think Mexico is on the up and up, and I think, to be honest, the U.S. is on the down and down. And I think
that squad that Mexico was using last night, I think that should have been their squad in Copa America. They were dominant. They were good. They made a mistake not bringing those players.
I think the U.S. has a really long way to go in terms of player quality because, yes, we were out like 5 or 6 major starters. But do you think they could have made a difference? I'm not sure. But the stat still rings in my head every time the U.S. plays outside of the United States. The U.S. has not won a game on foreign soil since before the World Cup.
Wow.
We're coming up on 2025. So it's been about 2.5 years. This just shows you that
the US needs to do more friendlies outside of this country, just so we can get better, just so we're not just so.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we only just have to stick to playing friendlies here.
It's not we have to. We want to. It's because we have the advantage here.
Yep.
Yeah. Only way you can prove is just playing outside.
And another timeline thing, come Saturday, it's going to be 105 days.
You checked. I was trying not to bring it up this whole time. Why did you do that?
I've got it up.
No! Oh
my God.
So it's going to be 105 days on Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We'll let you know if the streak is broken next episode. Marcus, when is our playoff game?
I've heard so many different dates. I've heard the 25th. I've heard the 26th. I'm assuming it's going to be that Saturday, which is that the 25th?
6th.
The 26th. I'm assuming
26th.
it's possibly the 26th because obviously the girls' high school championship games, they were going to be played at the Riot. They got moved to go to the Academy, so I can only assume it's either going to be the 25th or the 26th.
Well,
Friday night football, everybody.
Friday night football, guys. We need everyone to be there on Saturday because I know we missed out on this topic, but maybe leave you guys thinking. There's 3 Utah sports games all happening at the same time,
but only one of them is decision day. Everybody.
Only one is decision day. So,
and only one has won the state of championship.
Facts. He's not wrong there.
True. I guess technically a outright championship because Utah kind of quote unquote shared after their 2009 Sugar Bowl, supposedly.
Oh, that too.
but Utah football, Utah hockey, and RSL all playing at the same time. You know which one we're going to be at. So be there, be square.
Come say hi if you see us.
Christian and I will be in the tailgate prior to the match, passing out stickers, stealing some food, playing soccer. So come say hi to us at the last tailgate of the regular season. There will be one more for the playoffs, don't worry. But come say hi to us prior to the match.
Yes. Do all of that. So without further ado, Marcos, you know what to do.
If you guys are not already following us, head over to Twitter, X, or Instagram. Follow us at the RSL Bros. Listen to us on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen, and watch us on YouTube.
Great. That was really good. Guys, see you Saturday, and don't forget to share with a friend.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.